was a very long one, wasn't it?
It was doing the buffering.
Oh, the buffering thing. I love a good buffering thing. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Natasha Makes. Only it's not me making this morning, it's Jane! Woo! So, a few, I'm going to say like public servicey announcements. Firstly, did you have a good bank holiday? It's not an announcement, it's just a question.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask it anyway. I hope you did. And did you catch our Odile Bile show?
I missed it. I shall watch it on catch up later.
Well, okay, so here's the thing with that, right? We've done it a little different way because normally what happens is we bring in Odile stuff, you love it, and then you want more than the stock that I bought, and then I have to put in another order. So this time, Odile and Julia went through all of the new collection, showed it all to us, showed us how fabulous it is. Even if the camera does wobble a bit, they've got a funny zoomy thing on there.
Oh,
and
right.
it sort of wants to decide where to focus, which
Right.
it's like, oh,
It's a
there's
bit dizzy.
something here. But bear with, because the stuff is gorgeous.
Yes.
But we do have to put that order in. So it's a pre-order situation. We will put the order in. They will ship it out. Be here early next week.
That's a good idea,
Done.
really, because we have had some disappointed customers, haven't they?
Well, that's
Had to
just
wait
it,
a long
isn't it?
time.
Yeah. So that's the way that it has been done, and lots of you did see it. I know. Well done. But Jane didn't. So Jane, it's your homework, Jane.
rubbish.
Gemma is in the corner. She is with us this morning. Morning, Gemma. She's not mic'd, so she's having to do her Brian Blessed of Craft voice. She will never forgive me for that.
Rude!
True, so true, I think is what you mean. Right, Jane, what are we making today?
We're making this book cushion.
What is this?
Well, it's a book cushion, but it's a little bit different. I think we've all made book cushions at one point with the pocket in for the book
Yes,
and little snacks and anything else you might want.
remote control,
Yeah.
anything like that.
Anything
yeah.
like that.
Or sun cream, because
Yes.
let's face it, the weekend has been glorious.
Yes.
And, you know, if you're heading out for a picnic or something like that, or going down to the beach, or whatever it is that you're doing, let's be honest, take in a magazine, a bit of sun cream, and off you go.
Perfect, yes. And so we thought about this and we were thinking, you know, if you wanted to take it to the beach, because it's
Yeah.
nice to have a cushion to
It
lean
really
against
is.
while you're reading your book, which will be in your book cushion with your sun cream.
Nice.
And then we thought, well, you might got a bit bored of reading your book and you might think I'll go for a paddle,
Right,
but you've got your phone and your keys and your purse.
yes. Secret pocket.
So I've made a pocket inside.
Love a secret pocket.
So you've got a pocket in here, because I've always thought with the book cushion, you could have a pocket. And I thought, well, do you need a pocket? Because you could just shove it in the lining part.
Yeah.
But then I thought, well, actually, no, it'd go round right to the bottom and maybe
And
come
then you'd
out
have to rummage.
Really rummage.
Yeah.
So we've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
a nice deep pocket.
Gemma's just...
I was trying to be so professional, but then I was just like, what is she doing? Is there something wrong with my microphone?
This photographed all kinds of weird ways.
Yeah.
The colour just was off completely, so you're going to have to just look. I'll explain in a minute. And
Yeah.
so it wasn't in my pile to show, hence why Gemma's crawling around discreetly.
So I thought you
Right,
could
then.
put your personal belongings in the cushion, zip it
Perfect.
back up, turn it over so it just looks like a cushion.
I like this.
And that's on your chair or your blanket.
Perfect.
And nobody would necessarily know there was anything inside.
I think that's genius, Jane.
Safe. And
That is genius, because you don't always have places to put stuff.
no.
Or if you're going to nod off
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't want
under your
stuff
head.
lying,
Yeah.
lying around.
Someone would, yeah.
and
Should we
also,
say- oh.
you know, if you're going to make it for a child, they could, you know, they're going to grannies or something, they could put their pyjamas in there.
Jammies or their secret things.
Yeah, overnight things.
Yes. Right. Should we say hello to everyone?
Yes, let's.
Yeah, let's do that. And then we can crack on. So what fabric have you made this from?
This is the Lewis and Irene Small Coastal collection.
Love it. We've only flashed this fabric around before. We've not really gone into any great detail with
No.
it, have we?
No, because
So-
we had it when we did the seagull applique,
It's got
because
puffins.
it's got puffins and seagulls on it,
Oh my.
which is on this side.
We'll show all of this in
Yeah.
great detail in just a minute. Alison's here, Rosemary's here, good morning. Julia's here. She had a fabulous interview. I mean, they just showed me their beautiful wares.
Yeah.
It was not difficult. It was fabulous. Morning, Sharon. She's good morning, all. Claire's here. Hope you all had a great weekend. Did you have a great weekend?
I did. I went and saw my granddaughter, so I had lots of
Ah, did you now? Well, that's perfect. Morning, Jane. Morning, Vanessa. She's taken a whole sneaky day off just for sewing.
Oh, how nice.
Perfect.
I saw it.
Karen's here. Morning. We'll catch up later. Is at the doctor's.
Dear.
Yes. Yeah, she's going to watch as long as she can before she goes in. That's where you kind of want them to be running late, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Good
handy
morning,
this
Auntie Lisa Krangel, and good morning, Joy. And Patricia, good morning, and Fiona. She's nearly home. Yeah. Elizabeth loved the audio interview. And Sharon says, good morning. Oh, hang on. Crikey, everyone's coming in thick and fast here. Good morning. Will the pattern be a PDF, please? Yes. Yes. Now, the pattern is basically two patterns, isn't it, really? Because you've got the cushion pattern, and then you've got the block. So it's quite a big one.
It's chunky.
Quite a big one. When is that? Will be going live ASAP. There was a little spelling, little SP.
Yes. I
Did you-
like
was it-
fabric instead of fabric. It's just,
Hey, look, there are reasons that I do not spell check or do that, because we all know there would be far worse if I was doing it. Right, so we've got kits for this.
Yes.
We've also got 1/2 metre heavens of some of the fabrics, and the rest is all cut to order. It's a case of knowing where to start, really.
It is.
I'm not going to be up here all the time because I'm going to go and sit in there. Then I'm going to go to hairdressers, get this mop sorted. What should we start with? I'll leave you to show that.
Okay.
I'm going to show this.
All right.
You show that. We'll just share. It's all
We'll
good.
just shares it.
Yeah, there we go. Now, this was the one that we had real trouble photographing.
It's such a lovely.
Yeah, the azalea is
soft pink.
gorgeous.
It's like
But
a
it-
grey pink, isn't it? Mauvey pink.
And that's the trouble. It comes up grey when you photograph it.
Yeah.
But it's got these lovely, deeper hints of pink there, which we thought went with the azalea
Yes.
rather beautifully.
It does look
That is
lovely.
Small Things, Coastal, seashells on pink sand.
Pink sand.
Pink sand. We spent most of our weekend by the river.
Lovely.
My kids just looked like swamp monsters.
A bit muddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really low tides. They were neap tides, so they were
Oh, right.
really, really low.
Yeah.
So
Nice
yeah,
and saddle, great for paddling in.
it was. Yeah, and okay for paddleboarding in until you hit a rock that was a bit higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did get a bit wet. This is Small Things Coastal, crab, lobster, and seahorses on light blue. Do you know? I first fell in love with Lewis and Iron fabric when they did the most beautiful crab-based fabrics, but it was all in.
I know which one you mean, yes. It was one of their first collections.
Yes, and it was all in symmetrical thingamajiggies, and I
Yes.
bought so much of that fabric, I just loved it. So here we go, this is your Small Things Coastal, and we've put it with salmon. Now, you can get all of these cut to order, so if you wanted to do dresses or anything like that, could you imagine a little kid's dress in
I
that?
know, I
Gorgeous.
think these would look lovely in little shirts as well.
Oh, pyjamas
Yes.
as well. Seashells on blue, so that's your, on pink sand. Is it just on blue? I mean, I kind of want them to have blue waves or blue something.
No, just blue.
Just blue.
No imagination on that one.
I've put it with peach to pick up the lighter colours in there,
That's lovely.
which I think is exactly the starfish.
And it would look rather lovely all of it together.
I mean, there is method in the madness, right?
Beautiful.
But also, Jane, you see, look, because then we
Yes.
start getting a kind of a
A nice
ombre
shade.
situation
Yes.
going on here.
Beautiful.
It's almost like I thought about it, Jane.
Anybody think you knew what you were doing?
Well, nobody that knows me thinks that, but it's fine. What about some huts, beach huts on clotted cream?
Nice.
Yep.
I like that.
With
I like
cyan.
That with cyan. That's
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then I've gone for a hot tomato with my lobster
Yep.
over there.
That works beautifully.
It really does. It really does.
Yeah.
On the website, there are all the other fabrics, and you're going to see all the other fabrics in here, and they are all available cut to order. So just remember that, rather than me showing you every single fabric and then showing them again in kits. So things like the puffins and all of that, all those are all available cut to order, as well as in the kits. But these are just some that we thought, we like to give you some plains sometimes and give you an option on some plains. So I will put that
They're
to one
nice to know
side.
what planes work nicely, because they'll work nicely with all of the colours as
Yeah, of
well.
course they will. Of course they will. Tomorrow, Jane, I'm just going to give you a little heads up on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, we make this.
Nice.
I have got limited numbers of handles. So it will be a case of when these go live.
Fastest fingers first.
Yeah, it
It's
really will
rather
be.
lovely.
I had so much fun making it. It's just straight line sewing.
Lovely.
Anybody can do this. It's so simple and so easy and so gorgeous.
Well, use the Chandler fabric. What more can you say?
Well, of course, right? It's great. It's like cooking. Great
Yeah.
ingredients. Fabulous,
Wonderful.
fabulous things. The other thing is, we're into summer now. We're going to the beaches. Yeah, this is your last chance to get these. These should be £60. These are called Jedi robes. They are terry toweling. They are fabulous. I've had mine on and off all weekend. The kids have
they're
got,
great.
well, Freddie's got
They're-
his.
Plenty of room to get undressed in, I should imagine.
Well, that's just it. So my mum and dad walked down. My dad decided to paddleboard. He was in jeans. So one of these, back into his shorts.
Yeah.
And away they go. And it's a great cover up. It's great for when the kids get out of the water and they're a bit cold or anything like that. Or
Yeah.
when you fall in. La, 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 la. So yeah, that I would
Super.
massively recommend. They are half price. And then they go back. They were bought as sale or return.
Yeah, anybody that does wild swimming, these would be great for getting out.
But
after.
anything like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Gemma says she's got a hot tub.
Yeah.
So she's bought them to just walk to and fro to the house because there is that bit where you get out and it is cold.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
One at the weekend as well when I go camping.
Oh, there you go. She's going camping with
Yeah,
one
to
on
go
the
to the
weekend.
shower
Yeah.
blocks and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, great idea.
And the more you wash them, the softer they get because they're that terry toweling. It becomes like your favourite
Yeah,
gorgeous
all
towel.
snuggly.
I can only hold the price, like I say.
You don't have to be a beach swimming person either. These would be great in the evening when you've got your gym jams on and you just want a little bit more warm.
yeah.
Snuggle up, a bit like a hoodie, aren't they?
We've got
really?
them. They are. We've got them in black. We've got a palm one. We've got the seasidey one, and then we've got one with what's the yellowy one? Like a sunsetty one, beachy one. Costa.
Which is coast, isn't it?
Coast, yeah.
In
But
that
if
there
you in that there foreigny thing, I'm going to buy one for my dad for Father's Day.
That's a good
He won't be watching.
No.
He won't. There's no chance that Barry is watching today's show. Like just zero. So it's all right. I'm gonna get him one.
Yeah.
So just think of those people that you need to gift
Yeah,
for.
because he does rowing, doesn't he, your dad, doesn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he kayaks and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
as much as he didn't stand up paddleboarding, he was just on his knees trying to go as fast as he possibly could. And I took my board down to the Avon yesterday, and there were lots of different boats. I mean, there were so many ways that I could have gone in, especially with Mabel on the front,
Yes.
living her best doggy life. She hates it.
Did she really? I thought she'd love it.
She's not a fan.
No, because when she first started, I did get her to swim. She's got her little briefcase buoyancy aid,
Yeah.
but I did get her in, and she didn't like the cold. She's like, I'm not about that life. I am not that sort of spaniel. So no, she's not about that at all.
Oh dear.
I don't think she knows she's a spaniel.
No, not even remotely. So yeah, this is your last chance with these. They make great gifts. They're half price, and that's only because I wouldn't want to pay full price for them. Well, because I did on a family holiday.
Yes.
Two for the kids, and you're like, what? How much? Nah.
Yeah.
Nah. And all of the friends that we were with at the weekend were like, yes, need one of those. I'm going to take my coffee and go and sit down.
Okay.
Might help if I actually take this so that I can, do the show. Oh, the digital is live. Well done, Gemma.
Thank you, Gemma.
Oh, she's good, that girl, isn't she? What kits you got, Jane?
I've got two sets of kits. I have got the one that the actual cushion that we have here is made with.
Lovely.
This one. This one. So you've got your, you've got 3/4 metre of ivory, which we've used here, and I've used that for the pocket inside the secret pocket. And then you've got 1/2 metre of the postbox red bumbleberries, which I've used for the binding and in the block here. Then you've got your lighthouses and boats on, is it just bright blue, Gemma, or is it just blue? I don't, because there's several colours of blue. There's sea blue and light blue in that colourway.
That one is Boats and Lighthouses on bright blue.
Bright blue. It's lovely. It's a real primary blue. Then we've got Seagulls and Puffins, and I think that's on light blue.
Hang on. We've got Coastal Blue and Duck Egg.
Yeah, so that's duck egg, the paler one. And then coastal blue. And that's like the sea on a stormy day. It's got that grey tone to it.
It
It's
has,
rather
hasn't it?
lovely. Yeah. It's rather
When you
nice.
look out and you go, just going to watch.
Yeah.
Not going to venture, just going to
Yeah,
watch.
I'm going to wrap up and I'm going to have a nice coastal walk and let the cobwebs, blow the cobwebs away. And then we've got bumbleberries on light beige. I like to call it sand because light beige is a bit of a bleh colour. And then we have starfish, seashells on sand. So that's the red colourway, I think I've called it. Is that what you've called it, Gemma?
Yeah, so it's postbox red.
Yeah. And then we've got the blue colourway, which is the one I'm going to demonstrate with. So we've got ivory again, because I think the ivory works well with the colours. And then we've got coastal blue, which is a lovely rich blue that tones beautifully. And then we're going to do the star in the Beach Hut's light red, they're calling this, but it's a nice vibrant red. And then we've got lighthouses and boats on light blue.
Excuse
And
me.
then we've got them again on the, is it sea blue? Teal.
Hang on.
Pick a blue.
Green,
Pick a
wrong
blue.
Any blue.
Any blue.
screen. Wrong screen. I'll put
You
the
think
whole
I'd know the
picture.
colours, wouldn't you, really?
That's all right, love. Is this the lighthouses?
Yeah.
I want to say it's sea green. I don't
Sea
know.
green, yes.
Yeah, sea green.
Sea green, which is a lovely teal colour. Those are the ones that I've chosen to do the back with. So the sea green where the puffins are, and then the light blue where the pocket is. I mean, it's the same amount of fabric, so you can chop and change if you wanted to. And then we've just got beige, which is slightly darker tone than the other kit. You can see that when they're compared to each other. Bumbleberries. And then we've got lobsters, crabs and seahorses on
Oh my.
cream, is what I want to say. So there we are. Those are
Beautiful.
the two kits. As I say, that will do your cushion with your secret pocket, all your binding and your handle.
These are a super duper gift, aren't they?
They would make lovely gifts, wouldn't they? And I mean, the block itself is transferable to any fabric. So
Well, you could make a matching bag,
Yeah.
couldn't you, to go with it?
Yeah, all sorts of, I mean, it'll look lovely in cafe and all sorts of different things. Right, let's make the block.
Go on then.
I've done a lot of
Oh, your mum's
Pre-prep
watching.
on
Okay.
here. Hi, Mom. Just because I want to get to the construction of the pockets and everything. So there's a lot of, this is what I made earlier.
Jane, could you just hoik your mic up a little bit, please? If someone says that you're a little bit quiet.
I think I've got the presenter mic that you
It
and
is
Gemma
quiet.
normally have because it's quieter.
Have you put your mic on?
Oh.
Oh, you've given
Uh-oh.
Jane the quiet mic.
You're giving me the
Uh-oh.
quiet mic, so
Sorry.
I'll have to speak up and clear off.
Clear off.
So we've got all the measurements in the pattern, obviously. We've got some half square triangles. So the beige bumbleberries and the background fabric, the ivory, right sides together, mark your diagonal line, so 1/4 inch either side of the line. We're then going to cut along that line in the middle and press those open to create 2 half square triangles. You'll do that twice, so you've got 4 square triangle squares. And you will sew those together with your corner squares, and you sew them so that your triangle is against your square and the diagonal comes from top left to bottom right. And we'll just get those sewn together quickly because we can chain piece those.
Bit
can-
chain piecing.
Of
Always
course.
satisfying, isn't it?
It is very satisfying to chain piecing. Saves you a bit of thread, gets things done nice and quickly.
not think that actually saving a bit of thread is much, but it does add up over the course of a project or a quilt.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you're sewing with really good quality stuff,
Yeah.
that soon adds up as well. So anything that we can save means more money for more fabric later, right? That's where I'm going with it, anyway.
So we'll just chop those threads in between. And then we'll press those to one side. Now I would press towards the square just because there's no extra fabric there that's going to interfere with your seam. There we are, we've got 4 units like that. We've then got our crabs and lobsters and seahorses. We've got squares that go with those. You place your square, again you're going to mark your diagonal from corner to corner. You're going to place that on the end of the rectangle with the line running from top left to bottom right on the left hand side of the rectangle, if you like, and you're going to sew along that line this time.
That is the thing, isn't it? Just to click your brain into which one you sew either side of and which one you sew on the line.
Yes.
And if you need to change your stitch,
Yeah, your needle position.
accordingly,
Yeah.
then just remember to do that, or have a stitch on pick to hand.
Yes.
That is the other thing.
And then you're going to cut that corner off, lining up your 1/4 inch with that marked sewn line. Just make sure it is that corner you're cutting off and not that side. You'd cry if you've done that. You have got plenty of fabric in your bundle, apart from the back and the pocket. Well, no, actually there's plenty in the pocket as well. It's just the backing fabric is pretty much uses all of the fat quarter for that. Everything else, you've got quite a bit of fabric left over, so there is room for mistakes, but it's better if you don't. So you've now got these rectangles with the triangle on one end. You're going to join those to your half square triangle and small square, so that the small square is on the top left hand corner, and you're sewing along the edges to form a square.
Okay.
And these are the corner units of your block.
Chain piecing again.
Yeah. Once you've got all your units made, there's lots of opportunities with this block to chain piece. It's quite a quick one. Now this block, of course, you could make a quilt to go with your cushion. You know, did 9 blocks.
Oh, nice. Yes, of course.
I mean, you'd have to order more fabric. You wouldn't have enough in your kit to make a quilt as
How
well
many
as your cushion.
kits would I need, Jane?
Well,
Or could I sub in with some of the half meat heavens that we've just done?
yeah, you could, yeah.
Oh, we've got messages from YouTubers. Hang on. Jay Wolf. Morning, ladies. Hope you all had a fab weekend. Ah, and Cynthia, greetings from a sunny Ohio. Sil Sparkly just says, I want. That's fine. And Iona is loving the fabrics. Oh, yes.
Lovely.
Yes.
Great. They are good. They're lovely. And if you love a coastal themed fabric, this is a really nice one. Because it's small designs, you can get, you know, for your traditional patchwork, you can get some nice bits. Sometimes designs are quite big and you can't see your patches.
Now, Diane says, morning all, very cool here today in Derbyshire.
Oh.
But that a Kaufman has arrived on Saturday and it's so beautiful. Along with the Aurelia fabrics, they are her new favourite.
Nice.
Yeah, she wants more. The thing
We'll
is, it's getting it.
This is the thing, isn't it? You get it when you can. So we've got a large square of the blue bumbleberries, which would be the red in the other kit, and some of the background. They're the same size, and I'm going to cut those into 4 triangles. So I'm going to cut through both diagonals. And I've laid them on top of each other, and I'm going to cut them both at the same time, which can be dangerous if your fabric slips. But generally, if you've used a bit of flatter spray starch, best press, whichever you use, the fabrics tend to stay together anyway and don't move very much. So you're going to end up with quarter square triangles. You're going to sew those together now in pairs with your bumbleberries on the left hand side to make a larger triangle.
Always on the left?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're going to make 4 of those.
Well, they look like a sailboat.
They do, don't they?
Yeah, how appropriate. And of course the flatter spray, quite essential for this. We are down to the last few bottles of the flatter.
They really do help, particularly when you're working with triangles, biased edges,
Yeah.
and small pieces as well.
Oh, Auntie Lizzie says, hello.
Hi.
She says, can we say hello to Mrs. C? She's teaching her to sew. Hello, Mrs. C.
Hi, Mrs.
Good morning to you. And your mum said she's here now, but it was bad timing because she had a dog going home.
Oh dear.
I guess, yeah, everyone's collecting after the bank holiday, aren't they?
Yeah, she was
Was she
busy,
pretty
busy,
full?
busy, yeah. And of course it's half term as well, so 1 in, 1 out type of thing at the moment.
Crikey. Oh, the concentration.
So we'll end up with four what are
Oh, it
in
looks
effect
like bunting.
half square triangles. Yes, it just doesn't it when you sew chain piece it makes it all look like bunting.
Have we got any of the bunting from this collection left over?
There are
Talking
some
of
panels
bunting.
left, yeah, there's a few,
Very
handful.
Because
Not
they
even a
were
handful, I
lovely.
don't- They are, yeah. And if you put a plain backing on them, you've got really quite a lot of bunting. I think there's 16 flags on the panel.
Oh, you could do a lot with that.
Yeah. So I'm pressing these towards the blue fabric,
To the dark
the
side.
dark side, taking care because obviously we are working with bias edges here. So just literally pressing it, folding the fabric back, and then pressing it again, not ironing it because that's stretchy fabric, even if you have treated it with starch or whatever. So I've had a couple of squares that I have cut in half across one diagonal to make half square triangles, and I'm now going to sew those to the other side of these plain and bumbleberries to create a 3 triangle square. And again, we can quickly chain piece these. Yeah, treating your fabric, particularly when you're making squares, is it does make life a lot easier. You've got less stretch.
It just holds them,
And
doesn't
they
it?
hold together.
Yeah.
They hold together when you place them together. I mean, obviously, you can pin your fabrics.
You could do that,
You
Jane.
could do that.
You could.
know. You'd probably
Yeah.
have more time and you'd want to do that. Be a bit more precise with your piecing.
But when you get these instructions, you will have. It's 2 in 1, basically.
Yeah, you've got the block pattern, and then you've got the cushion construction.
We all like a twofer, don't we? Yeah, love a twofer. And then we also need to look at zips and things. So it's up to you what sort of zip you put in. We did have at the weekend a zip bundle, didn't we? Which had all sorts of different shapes, sizes, and whatnot. I like to have that just knocking about in my craft room. So
It's
that
always
I've got,
handy to have.
It really is. We put them
Yeah.
out at a really special price because as soon as you do a mystery anything, I do understand that you're going to worry about what you're getting because you're not choosing it. But we
Yeah.
make sure that the price reflects that, and it's just really useful.
I was going to say, I think you've made sure as well that there's a good variety of sizes in the bundle. You're not going to get a load of 3-inch zips or anything
No.
like that. You're going to have a good selection of
No, because
different sizes. 'Cause
we're
not all
sewers
about
here
that.
ourselves, aren't we? So we just know what we would like to get.
Yes. So now we're going to put this block together. So we've got row 1. You're going to place 2 of your corner units and 1 of your 3 triangle units. Now, if you always remember that you want your plane, your background triangle facing out and away, you're always going to have your red triangle facing in the right direction so you get that spinning effect. And you want to have your small squares in the corners. So this is going to be row 1, and then we'll have row 2, which will be your triangles either side of a plain square. And again, if you make sure you've got your background triangle on the outside, again you're going to have those facing in the right direction. And then row 3 is the same as row 1, but you're just turning it around. So if you plop your squares like that, you can see, whoops, I got that the wrong way around because I didn't make sure my cream triangle was facing the outside. And then you can see how that, it's a friendship star basically with another star behind, and then the corner units give it that effect of a whole sort of spinning star.
Perfect.
So we'll just get those sewn together.
That's gorgeous, Jane. Good job.
It's a nice block. It's a traditional block. It's, you know, it's one that's been there a while. I think it's like anything, isn't it? You start off with a very basic shape, the friendship star, and then you add another triangle, and then you add another bit. There's all sorts of variations of this block out there.
Yeah, you say you do that. Do you, Gemma?
I think that's how they've developed over the times, you know, that people have made them.
Yeah, that's not how it works for me. I just have to follow Jane's instructions. And in fact, you did, Gemma, follow Jane's instructions. What did you do this weekend? Tell everybody, because you're super proud.
I made some piped cushions
They're rather fabulous.
with my flange.
Gorgeous.
Yep, with our flange piping, and I'm thrilled with them. Those instructions were so beautifully written.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Morning, Wendy. Morning, Anne. Morning, Neil and Chris. Morning, Leo and Ruth. Now, tomorrow we launch the brand new Tilda.
I'm so excited about that. It's absolutely gorgeous.
It's stunning. I think it is her best for a long, long time, and I love Tilda. I absolutely love Tilda. So we can't, there is an embargo on us showing it to you. We can't show the whole collection, but when it goes live on our website, do we have to wait tomorrow for that?
We can put it. Wow.
Because if we're pre-selling, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a look, which means, can you just stick to the plan?
This is being delivered.
Uh-oh.
This is coming. It's arriving imminently, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you're not officially supposed to sell it, are you, till the 1st?
No.
We can
We have
pre-sell.
had the okay to pre-sell it.
We can pre-sell.
We
Cool.
can't pre-show it.
Right.
So that is the thing. So if you want to, because this is going to sell out. It's just going to sell out. There's no two ways about it. We will make sure we do you an incredible deal on the bundle for the whole collection, because I think when you see it, you are going to want the whole collection. It is
gonna be
very stunning. Very stunning. We might even do you a few little half-meat ovens. Oh, morning, Eds. Ed's a
So I'm
join.
just going to sew the rows
Oh,
together
sorry,
now
Jane.
to finish that block.
Can I just show everybody?
Yeah.
There we go.
I've just pressed, I'm only finger pressing at this point, I've pressed my seams at the top towards the corners and the seams towards the middle square.
Oh, she's whipped that up
and then
pretty
out
quick.
there.
I know. She does that.
I know.
And it's quite straightforward. Once you've got all your pieces cut, it's quite a quick block to do. It doesn't take long. And as we've said, you know, you can chain piece and it comes together quite quickly. I mean, I know I did a lot of pre-prep on this one just because I want to get on and show you the cushion part.
Jane, what is the size of the cushion with the sashing around the edge?
It's a 19-inch square.
Okay.
Finished.
So would you put a 20-inch?
I would put a 20-inch cushion in it just to give it a bit of
Just to give it a good bit of
yeah.
plump. Nice.
My cushion that's in it isn't a 20-inch. It's a bit flat. But I couldn't find, I've got a 20-inch cushion somewhere, but could I find it? It's probably got a cushion cover on it somewhere.
Yes.
Might tell you something about the state of my house.
Full of fabulous fabrics and cushions.
Yeah, and cushions, and can't find a single thing.
That's all right, Jane. It's comfy.
Yeah. Other people might call it messy.
No, Jane. No.
Yeah. There it is.
There we go. There's the block done. So we've
Look
got
at
that.
that. Well, you would if I could actually change it quick enough.
There it
We're just
There it
sitting there
is.
looking at it going, wow.
I'll give that a press.
Go on then. So we've got one kit that's going to have the blue as the main middle bit, one kit that has that lovely red
Yeah.
as the middle bit. It's up to you.
Yeah, and I mean, as I said, there's plenty of fabric within the bundle to change it around.
Right.
So, you know, if you wanted to have, with this bundle, if you wanted to have your lighthouses in the middle and your beach huts on the back or the front, whichever way you want to look at it, there's certainly the option to do that. It's a fat quarter. The only thing that's going to use all of the one fat quarter is the backing of
Right.
the actual pocket part.
But, you know, if you wanted to do another one, you might
Yeah.
just back it in something plain.
Something plain, yeah. You could just use one of your focal fabrics. So then, once I'd made the block, I added a border,
Of course you did.
top and bottom,
In a lovely sort of sandy colour.
in this colour that's in
Yeah.
here.
And it is quite sandy colour. Ask me how I know.
I've got one of my squares upside down here. Have you noticed? Anybody see
No.
that?
Have you?
It's upside down. I
Oh,
didn't make sure my square was in the corner.
that is a design choice.
This makes a completely different pattern.
That's
you know
now
what?
going to really annoy Jane.
Yeah.
It'll be unpicked, don't worry.
Righty
Hey,
ho.
look,
Can you wait?
I'm not going to put my borders on now. I was, but I'm not now.
Oh no.
So you put your border on and then you'll layer that up and quilt it, should you wish to. If we can go close up, I can just give a little bit of a...
Go on then,
We're all
Jane.
keeping an eye out now for one of Jane's famous rapid eye blinks.
Yeah.
Which
Just
tells you
see
she's really cross about something.
the quilting on that.
Oh wow.
I went around the shapes.
Looks lovely.
I'm in the wrong place here. Went around the shapes, around the centre square. This is a lovely block that you can actually do in like a continuous line. If you start in one of the corners, you can just go through and you sew all through the square at the same time as going around the triangles. And then when I got back to this point, I did a gentle curve around the points here, there, all done with my walking foot. When I got to the middle, I did sort of like a long thin S shape and came back up, and then did the same on the opposite side to give that shape. But you could do anything you wanted really, or just go round the shapes. It's just to give it a bit of definition so that it looks nice on that side as well as the other side. Right, so the cushion part.
Yes.
Let's just move this out of the way.
Which Jane will now not be doing. Not
Not
that bit. Not that bit.
Right. So again, I've done a little bit of pre-prep and everything for this. We've got the large part of your cushion, and some of this will go behind your pocket. It'll sit over this part here, and we've got the lining fabric for the cushion, the secret cushion, if you like. So you've got this part that looks like it's too big, but it's not. You just place these, what would be in effect right sides, wrong sides together. And I've used some of your continuous zip on the roll, Natasha.
Nice.
And I've pinched some of that. I cut it at 20.
Pinched it or used it for your make.
Yeah. I didn't ask permission, I just went and got it.
Permission to steal.
Yes.
It's fine.
To use our stock, making our things.
Yeah. Unlike Gemma, who just comes in and went, I took lots of flange. Hope you don't mind. No, Gem. I took lots of scrappy bits and then sewed them together. You can do that like binding. Yes, you can, and you did a very good job of it. And you couldn't see the
No.
You're very.
The
Honestly,
joy.
she was so smug, Jane. I've never seen such smugness come from the Pinfield Thomas.
Justifiably, it looks fabulous. So I've deliberately made this piece of zip longer, wider than my cushion, so that I can have the zip pull at this point over the edge, so that when I
Yes.
come to sew my zip on, I haven't got to worry about moving the
That
zip
jiggery
pull out of the
pokery.
way.
No.
So it's only half an inch on this, but if you could get yourself a bigger zip that's wider. If you can't, don't worry, just do your zip as you would do and just make sure that the pull's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And then as you get to it, zip it
It's a bit.
one way or the other.
Do you know what? It's one of those things that actually, it's as easy just to if you. How can I word this? Words appear to have escaped me today. You can just stop and start. You can stop.
Yes. Move
Take
your
everything
zip.
out of the machine.
Yeah.
Move your zip and do it. It's a bit of a faff. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
It's
the whole jiggery pokery of the zip past the needle thing was
Yeah.
another thing that put me off zips.
yeah. And actually,
So we get around all of these things.
you don't have to stop, move your zip. You can, like you say, just stop and start. So you're sewing through the 2 layers of your fabric, the fabric that's going to be your secret pocket and the back of your cushion. And you might want to pin it to make sure all your 3 layers stay together.
You might.
You
You might
might.
not. Well, you might want to use some wash away quilted tape.
Absolutely, because that works just as well.
I feel that we
Everything
have
together.
started a little revolution with that because that flies out the door.
It's a handy one to have, isn't it?
Really is.
Because you can use it for so many things.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't have to just be for your zips. It can be anything where there's a fiddly seam and you want to. So now we're going to just press that back away from the zip teeth, and we're going to top sew that down.
Nice.
Just a top stitch, and again that just secures all the layers and keeps it out of the way of the zip teeth, so that when you open the zip you're not going to catch it in the zip, you know, and got my foot the wrong way around.
Gemma, did you just shenanigate that?
I only shenanigate when you're not here normally.
Gemma's just sign languaged me that flatter is buy one get one free.
Nice.
When did we shenanigate that? When did I approve that?
You have
I mean, apparently not.
to. Your name's only above the door.
She just sneaks things in when you're not looking.
I know.
And obviously, right under your nose.
She's so blatant. I love it.
She just doesn't care.
She does not. She's
So
got your best interests at heart, people. Make the most of that flatter. Because once it's gone, it's gone. It was a really hard one to get in. We got a whole load of it. But I don't know if I can get it. It's one of those things that comes in from the States.
Yeah.
And it's like the Soline glue pens and stuff like that.
Oh.
They are hideous to get hold of.
difficult.
And
It's
yet
so
we
difficult.
love
The shipping
them.
on them just takes forever, doesn't it?
Something, yeah.
And they go really well, and then you can't get any more for ages. Right, so the top part of the cushion, I have pressed that over by an inch.
Right.
I chose an inch because if I place the raw edge of the backing here against the edge of the zip, when I fold that back, that inch just covers over the zip and hides it nicely. So if you've got a wider zip, if you've got one of our continuous zips, you know, with the fancy zip teeth on them, the nice ones, which actually you might want to show, but this works if you're using any old zip. You might have even repurposed a zip that's a little bit untidy. This hides it out of the way. I've then top stitched that fold so that it gives it a nice edge, and I'm now going to attach that to the zip.
Oh, that's clever, Jane.
Right sides together.
I like when Jane comes up with newfangled
Clever.
things. Yeah. My brain was hurting this morning. I was trying to do a make for next week, and I was sort of, I was like, how and where?
It's turned out slightly differently to how you planned, but you prefer it, so.
Oh no, it's definitely a happy accident, definitely. And they are the best things, for sure.
Absolutely.
So Jane, you've got quite a long white bit at the end. Is that the pockety bit that's...
Yes, and this will all become clear in a moment. So we're going to fold that back and we're going to top stitch along the edge where the zip is. I wasn't going to do that, but then I realised that when I pulled the cushion up by its handle, this gaped. Like
so you need
So
it.
You do need to stitch across the top of that.
Oh, okay.
But just really, you might just want to turn it over so that you can see the edge of your zip. And it really is just catching the edge of the zip.
Yeah, I did a similar thing with the bag that we're doing tomorrow.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, I don't need to do more than a channel. I don't need to actually stitch a proper channel in. Just poking it through will be fine. No, really wasn't.
No, you just want that extra nice finish, don't you, to it really? Which just, and just one extra line of stitching can be the difference that it makes, can't it?
Oh, Sharon, hope you're feeling better. You just rest up. You've got lots to catch up on, but it's okay. It should be all quite peaceful and restful, hopefully.
So that sort of gives you a better finish then. You've got that nice, and it'll stop it gapping when you've got your cushion cover in.
Perfect.
So now you just want to bring your zip pull towards the middle of your cushion, and I would just sew down either side just to sort of hold that in, prevent it coming apart. I mean, you're going to sew your edges in anyway, but there's no harm in having a little bit of extra stitching anyway. So quite close to the edge of the fabric, within the seam allowance. But it just holds that so that while you're sewing anything else, you're not going to lose your zip.
Ooh. I will catch up and get the right angle to see people in a minute. There you go.
And that's just sort of belt and braces really. So turn it over now and line, I've hemmed this part,
Right.
so there'll be a raw edge there and you will hem it. And I lined that up with the bottom of the zip. At first I thought, oh yeah, I could line that up with the top and then put it into the cushion, but then I realised you wouldn't be able to put your cushion in.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a moment like that. I was like, oh yeah, that'll fit. And then I was like, no, hang on.
Did that involve unpicking? Because generally that's
No,
when I
I'd-
have those moments. Is
I'd-
afterwards, and I go,
I was lucky because I hadn't sewn anything. I was just, looking at it and moving it around. So just line the pocket edge up with the bottom of the zip pull. I wouldn't go above the zip pull because you might catch it into
Right.
the zip.
Okay. You don't want to do that.
No.
And if you're worried about doing that, you've used a size 3 zip, but we've got size 5 zips.
Yeah, I
Just
was gonna
use
say,
those and then you've got
the
a lot more
lovely-
wiggle
got
room.
a lot more room and they're nice. But so just pin that and then again I just tacked the sides down just to hold those in place while I then constructed the rest of the cushion, just because I didn't want edges catching in. But it really is just make it the longest stitch you can on your machine and as close to the edge within your seam allowance really, just to hold it down while you're putting everything else together. All that stitching will be hidden into the binding into the cushion.
This is very clever, Jane.
I know I've still got the zipper foot on, but it's
Sometimes we just like to,
it works.
yeah.
So that's the back panel done with your pocket in.
Beautiful,
So if
look
you
at
wanted
that.
to, you could just leave it like that on your cushion, put your fronts together, bind it round. But if you want to make the book cushion bit, you need to make your pocket. So it's a strip of the fabric, the same width as your cushion, so deep. And then I've layered that up with a bit of the lining fabric I had left over. I used the H640 wadding because it's it's soft.
It just gives you enough, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's still a little bit firm, so it gives a bit of...
Do you want to show everyone your beautiful quilting? Come on.
It's just a meander. I just did a meander. And this is a nice piece actually, just to practice your free motion on.
But it looks like seaweed
Yes.
and coral.
Just a wiggly wave around. You could do straight line stitching, you could do a cross hatch, you could do any sort of quilting that you wanted to. I wouldn't recommend not quilting it in some form or another, just because otherwise it'll all come loose. And then I've bound the top edge in the usual way, 2.5 inch wide strip, folded over, raw edges together, and then I've actually brought it from the back forward and then machine stitched it, but you could do it from the front to the back.
Oh.
You could do it from the front to the back and hand stitch it down, whichever way you wanted to do it. I machine stitched it because it was quicker. So then you'll place that onto your cushion back, and again you might want to just tack that down on 3 sides or just pin it, and that will hold it while you then put the rest of the cushion together. So you'll have your quilt front, or your cushion front I should say, and you'll have it quilted. If you want to quilt it, you don't have to quilt it, with the border on, and you'll place that, you now place them right sides together. And before I actually sewed all the way around them before I put the binding on, just to hold them together, again just within this seam width. But to make the handle,
Jane, wrong sides together.
yeah,
Right, so
wrong
Wrong
sides together.
sides together. Wrong sides together.
Wrong sides together, because then you can bind it. So you've got all of that. But to make the handle, before you actually bind it, strip of fabric and a strip of H640. I pressed 1/4 inch on both sides of the long strip, just by eye. I mean, it doesn't have to be exact, approximately. You can measure it. Then I placed a little bit of H640 in that handle with one of the hem turned over the top of it. So it's on top of the wadding. Just fix that down with some heat. Before I decided it was going to... I have got it the right way round. I haven't fixed it to the...
See, I always struggle doing H640 from the top.
Yes.
But
just fold it over.
You know, we've got our super duper pins. That's where they come into their own, because you can press on the pins.
Yes.
And they don't melt.
And if you've got one of your Teflon sheets or something like that,
then just go for it.
You can press it this way. It just holds it while you then sew it, because then I'll bring that edge over, and I haven't put that just into the seam, so it's just come a little bit short. But you'll fold it in, and then you'll fold that over, and you just sew either side down your handle.
Nice.
I'll just quickly do that. And again, it's sewing sort of as close to the fold as you feel comfortable doing.
Jane, what level would you say this was aimed for?
Confident beginner, I think, really.
Okay.
Maybe not make it your very first project, but if you've got somebody with you that's a confident sewer, it could be your first project.
So Mrs. C that's learning with Lizzie, Lizzie, she'd be all right, wouldn't she?
She'd be all right, because Lizzie would be able to help her with any bits that she didn't quite understand. So just sewn down either side of that handle. And if you can imagine, I've got all of my layers together. I would just find the middle of my cushion, bearing in mind that it's 19.5-ish by now.
I think the old fold it in half and give it a little finger press job is the one.
Just fold it over and fold it back so it sits like so. Pin that in place and then attach your binding. And I did the binding the same way, 2.5 inches folded over with a raw edge up against the edges, sewed that 1/4 inch all the way around, and then brought the binding back over the front and sewed that down. Now I did do it by hand just because I didn't want to have that extra line of stitching on the back that might show through. But if you're confident with your machine stitching and you'll get it into the ditch of the other side, then you can do it by machine. And then once I've got the binding on, if we can go close up.
Yeah. Oh look.
I folded the handle back up and just hand stitched the handle to the binding just along there, just so that it sat up. But you don't have to do that because it still will hold within the cushion. But I just thought it gave it a neater finish. It just brought it up to the back and made it look neat.
And just because that is the whole point of this, isn't it? You've got this lovely carry handle.
Yes. Perfect for children, but also for yourself when you've got everything else that you have to carry down to the beach or to the bottom of the garden or wherever you want to take your cushion with you. It's just handy to have that handle.
Do you know what,
because
you need
it will even slip over your arm and hang like that.
You don't necessarily have to put a cushion in it. You could put all your towels in it, couldn't you? That's
to
the
make
other
it like
thing.
a cushion.
To make it like a cushion for when you get there.
But as I say, I didn't. So you can still get your cushion in and out. So, you know, if you're taking it to the beach or whatever, it's going to get a little bit grubby. So you can easily get your cushion out, but you've still got that pocket accessible.
That is genius.
To
I love a secret pocket.
to put your little bits and pieces in.
Perfect. Yes. A little round of applause for Jane.
Okay.
There it is. Oh, look.
Love it, love it.
Jane, you are a clever thing. Well done.
Thank you.
Amazing. And if you want to know how to bind, Jane has done lots of tutorials.
Yeah, there's a how to bind your
Yeah.
project
Yeah.
isn't there as a separate
Yeah. As a separate
instruction
entity.
sheet. So
yeah.
so
And
you
which
can get
means that
if you're
there
not
is-
sure.
And this is the other thing for people navigating our website. If you've bought a pattern and you're not sure when it aired, go back onto the website, have a look on the website where you found it,
Yes.
and invariably it will tell you when that show was aired.
Yeah, and quite often Gemma will put on the instructions as well, on the inside at the bottom. She puts when it was
aired.
done as well. So
Yeah.
if you've got the instructions, you'll have that information on the instructions as well.
So they are the places to look, because otherwise I know that you don't always get it home and then do it straight away.
No, we'll
No.
all put things to one side for later.
Jane and I have got enough projects, we've decided, that if we live to be 150, we'd still have projects.
Yeah,
But this is great, and it gives you a good excuse to live to 150.
But this is
absolutely.
the thing, and when lockdown happened, it was delightful. Because I've got stuff to do. If I
Yeah.
didn't have all my projects, I wouldn't have stuff to do.
This is it.
It's great, I love it.
I've got a friend and she's buying stuff now for her retirement. So when she retires and she hasn't got any money, she's got lots of things to do.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
You never know
genius.
what's coming.
That is absolute genius. That's like a project pension plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Prepare for the future.
brilliant.
Exactly it. Preparing.
Future-proofing yourself.
Prior and proper preparation and all that.
Yep.
Prevents poor retirement.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, Jane, thank you very much. And
You're
also thank you for
welcome.
finishing in time for me to go to the hairdresser.
That's okay.
This is excellent news. Tomorrow we will be making the bag. I don't know what to call it. Jane, could you just waft it around, please? And I just don't know what to call it, so I haven't.
Ooh.
Gemma, what did I call it in our chat when I sent you all the instructions over?
Yeah, I don't know what to call it, bag.
Yeah,
Yeah. Tomorrow, it will have a name.
which will not be the I don't know what to call it bag.
If
But
you
what
have a
is
really
it?
brilliant idea, anybody,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
then, send it across to us.
The hive mind.
Yeah.
Because it's quite a different handle, this one, isn't it?
It's quite scrunchy.
It's lovely.
It's
and
got you have to make a channel
Can I
and
give the
stuff it in.
secret away on it?
Yeah, of course you can.
It comes undone at the sides here. So it's interchangeable. So you could make lots of these parts in different fabrics and make a different bag and just change your handle.
Which is why it's a really, really good one. And we've
Yeah, it
got
Just comes out, you see.
yeah. And we've got it in 4 different colours.
Marvellous.
So yeah, it's a really nifty. You could call it the nifty clutch.
The nifty clutch. Brilliant.
Nice.
I just don't know.
No, it needs to be more sophisticated than that because it's rather.
But it's one of
splendid.
those. I mean, we've done it with obviously beautiful Lisa fabrics, but there's no reason why it couldn't just be done with denim and a Liberty lining or something. Would
Yeah.
also be rather fabulous.
I've seen it done with border fabric.
Lovely.
So like you've got your feature of your border that shows
Well, that's what
there.
that is, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
well,
Lisa's
this is
border
Lisa's
fabric.
Borders fabric. But if you wanted a really fun one, the seaside pool party border
Oh, yeah.
would look rather
That
lovely.
looks fab.
And they'd be so different, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah. The
'Cause
clever girl bag,
yeah,
says Sue. Bless you, Sue.
yeah. It's very roomy inside as well. There's lots of room inside the bag, so it's deceptive.
It's a bit of a Mary Poppins
Yeah,
bag, isn't it?
it's lovely.
Can we just have a moment for the pattern placement on the edge, please?
Yes, look at that. Look how beautifully that matches up.
Ooh.
Showing off now, she is.
You know, when you just
Yeah, you just do it. and
you
you're
just have a
like,
moment, and you go, it worked.
Beautiful.
It worked. Hooray.
Beautiful.
Hooray. But you can do it in any of your fabrics, and that's a beautiful thing. So one clasp, many options.
Beautiful.
There we go. That is
It's gonna
tomorrow's
be
show,
a fun
everybody. We will set the Tilda live today.
Yeah.
We will do that thing for you. There will be a discount on the complete collection because you are going to want the whole shebang.
Yes, you will. Yeah. Absolutely. I've had a sneaky peek at it. It's gorgeous.
Oh, it's just beautiful.
You will love it.
So, yeah, grab that. We will talk about it again tomorrow. But again, I can't show it to you all. It's okay.
Jane's calendar quilting next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where are we? August. Another seaside theme.
Beautiful. It's all about the seaside.
Sandcastling.
Yes.
Oh, gorgeous. All right then, everybody. Sil says, I want all the lovely things and I don't have time to make anything with the stuff I already have. And let's not mention NHS wages. Yeah, Sil, just consider future-proofing.
Yeah.
Future-proofing yourself, and bless you for working in the NHS. Thank you very much.
Yes.
There you go. That's that.
And how happy the stash makes you.
Yeah, that feel
Yes.
good. You
That
can't.
hobby of getting my projects out and stroking them and looking at them and then putting them away again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great hobby. I love that one.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah, just
I really enjoy that one.
chronicling your fabric occasionally. Going, oh, I forgot I'd got this. Oh, this is lovely.
Do you know what I found the other day? I found an EPP set that my aunt had given me when I was 8 years old.
Oh, amazing.
And I had no clue how to do it when I was 8 years old, but I couldn't throw it away because it was Laura Ashley fabric and I really loved it.
Oh, gorgeous.
So I've still got it.
Oh,
I'm
how
like,
lovely.
now I get it. Now I get it. Now I can EPP the heck out of that. And
Oh,
that
that's
will be,
gorgeous.
yeah. Sue says, I'm all over fabric stroking. It's what happens and it's fine. Morning, Carol. We're about to go. Sue's already saying bye. We will see you tomorrow. Lots of
Yes.
love. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.